This is Blood's Bloodsaw, and you're watching The Squared Circle.
Good to go. Thank you very much. This is The Squared Circle for September 30th, 2014. Here we are, 2 days removed from the second anniversary of PWA in New Haven, Connecticut. What a great card it was. We have some advancement in our Squared Circle TV title tournament to talk about later, too.
Absolutely.
I'm Hollywood J. Williams. I'm joined, as usual, by Mr. John Zimmerman, the Thunderous One, Tom Dacey, once again on assignment.
Yes, he's at our sister station, WPAA, as we speak.
As we speak.
So we've got the Squared Circle represented here and at PAA.
And at PAA, and we'd like to welcome right now the newest contributor to our show, our newest Squared Circle contributor, the one, the only supernatural Dan Hoff. Welcome to the team, buddy.
Thank you, gentlemen. I must say I did have some trouble getting in tonight. There were legions of fans outside the door after I got out of the limo, and it is a pleasure to be sitting here with the two of you this evening.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you know, those fans were mobbing our table Saturday at this PWA event. It was just fantastic, and as you'll see in the footage, they really went over the top. I know you both were there with us, and it was just fantastic. What a card! You know, PWA just grows and grows and grows, and we're fortunate enough that we're growing with it. And as you mentioned, we had two, which you'll see clips of, two matches, preliminary matches to see who is going to fight for that prestigious title. The PWA Squared Circle TV title is going to be on the line at the next card.
Never before have you seen, and there have been many public access wrestling shows, you've never seen a public access wrestling show with a belt named after it.
That's correct.
And now we have a belt named after us.
The originators.
And we can go to that footage. By the way, we were also seen on Raw last night too.
Yeah, we'll get to that too.
Definitely, but we have this footage right now of these great matches from Saturday evening at PWA's second anniversary.
Semi-final tournament matches we need to get to for the Squared Circle Television Championship. You see, tonight I have my shot at the International Championship, held by Joseph von Schmidt. And you see, I don't think you people want to see me and him wrestle. I think you people want to see me and Joseph von Schmidt fight.
Beautiful day, sun beat down, I let the radio on, I was driving.
There's the Handicapped Heroes with Roberto, who you saw a couple weeks ago on our show. Roberto, of course, is a student at the PWA. And Jay's favorite monkey.
Your favorite monkey.
Of course, this is one of the matches that would determine who would go on to compete for the Squared Circle television title. And
Saru and Lucas Sharp.
Yeah, the 203's Lucas Sharp. And Saru looks like he's getting over pretty well on him.
Yeah, and I can't understand how this monkey gets over on anybody, to be honest.
He's got a monkey on his back.
He's got a monkey on his back.
Yeah, got to get that monkey off my back. Waving in the crowd.
Honestly, I mean,
Saru is definitely
it's nothing against
favorite.
the guy. It's just, do you want that guy to be the face of the Squared Circle TV title, or possibly a face of the company eventually?
Well,
I don't know.
You know what? He puts on an entertaining match, as you're seeing here.
The kids love him.
Oh yeah, he is definitely.
There's a market for him. There's
fan favorites. There's a monkey flip.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, he's got his niche following out there.
And this is where I believe he got hurt. Saru was not in great shape after the match and actually had to be carried out. And
You know, and it's
you'll
like
see Hollywood J's reaction. Did you have anything to do with Saru losing?
Why would I have anything to do with that?
Well, you were the one that
That's
was,
Saru. That's Saru being B+, like I've said before.
Yes.
He just, you know,
And of course, we've got the return of the Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball
Gursky,
He's
of
been
course.
on our show. And the Normals with Buzz Bloodsaw and Chance DeMoss. And Lucy Diamond was abducted by the Normals at some point, and they carried her out.
They carried her out.
Yeah, so
Now
we're
she's
going to have
with
to
the Normals.
see. I think maybe in New Hampshire. And here's the second match for the qualifying.
The
for
qualifying.
Yes, qualifying
We
match.
got a newcomer here, Troy Stevens.
Troy Stevens, yeah, we haven't seen this fellow before, but he's quite amazing. And of course, that's AR Fox.
Now this AR Fox, I watched him from where I was, and he really impressed me.
Yeah, I mean, he's fought for Dragon Gate. He's been on the Evolve cards. He's just an amazing high-flying performer, as you'll see. If you go onto YouTube, there's like the 15 greatest moves of AR Fox, and it's just jaw-dropping. It's amazing.
Very tough competitor, that AR Fox.
Yeah, you know, and
But he has work cut out for him by this virtual unknown in Troy Stevens.
yeah, you know, after the match, Hollywood J got an interview with Troy, which we're going to hopefully repair the audio on. And
Right.
Troy's face was a little banged up.
Definitely. Taking AR Fox to the limit.
Now,
That's what I like to see. These are two great competitors.
Oh,
right
without a
there.
doubt. And we will post the entire match on our page. For time constraints, we did some editing. Just look at the speed and the agility of these two. And if you notice, a handsome young man taking some HD footage.
Quality HD footage.
That's correct.
Seen here on the Square Circle HD footage only.
That's correct. You think he can pull that off?
There you can see Stevens on the rebound. He's up on the top rope. Boom.
Nice.
Nice move by Fox.
Reverse neck breaker.
What does the Fox say? Like the song goes.
Yeah. And he does use that for his entrance music, so
Right.
it is apropos. Now, I could not do that.
The essence of being cruiserweight.
Yeah, you're not seeing anyone at the WWE level doing moves like this and,
No.
and having such a high-flying, energetic match. And just putting it all out there.
They don't have the energetic matches like this, and they got rid of the cruiserweight division.
Yes, yeah. And
is sad.
there was a dive outside the ring on the far side of the ring that we edited out because obviously I didn't have a camera shot for it. But I know when PWA puts out their, official release that you're going to see those. He actually, AR Fox dove twice outside the ring after Troy Stevens, right in front of the PWA entrance there, and you can see in the far. Caught him. Now that's a move I hadn't seen.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a move I hadn't seen before. Oh.
Look at that.
Yeah, as we said, just
Phenomenal.
two amazing high-flying guys. And this Troy Stevens, I think, is going to go really, really far. You know, for having his debut match and being put right in the title contention.
Right. Very, very few people get to vie for any kind of title in their first match. And Troy Stevens
So as you see, Troy Stevens won.
will go to the finals of the Squared Circle.
So it
TV title
should be Troy Stevens versus Lucas Sharp
Right.
for the inaugural champion of the PWA Squared Circle.
We will have our
Television
champion
title.
between those two.
That's correct.
Because as we saw, Saru was defeated, and Jay was overjoyous.
Yes. And here's Zach Gowen and Gregory Iron, the handicap heroes, versus
These guys are amazing too.
El Cubador and Pedro Wandones.
We couldn't have done it without any of all of you out there. But we've got our share of applause. We want to send a little shout out to someone special in the crowd. We wrestle with disabilities, okay? It's no secret. Hands, legs, gone. But there's someone in this crowd, one of your very own, that's training right in this very ring. And he goes by the name of Roberto.
And next week we're going to have Roberto on talking with Tom, and we'll probably get him to sit in with us.
Like me, has cerebral palsy. But despite that, he took the first step, the scariest step that anyone has to take to achieving their dream, and that's actually going forward to try and get that dream. Roberto comes here every week, busting his ass to try to become a professional wrestler. Despite what people say, Roberto keeps pursuing that dream, and from Zach and myself, we want to wish you the best of luck, and I'm sure each and every person in this crowd is going to be behind you 110%.
Greg, stop me if I'm mistaken, but it looks like we might have the third member of the Handicap Heroes, Jay Barrett. Roberto, the courage you display every single day serves as an inspiration to every single one in this room. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for supporting us. God bless you guys, and God bless America.
Keep your eyes open. You can see Quint Johnson, one of the trainers at PWA. That's somebody he knows really well. Is that Cuomo? This fellow looks just like that Cuomo.
No. Cuomo does not do plays. Does he look like a guy that would do plays?
So not only did you get some fantastic wrestling action, you got some musical theater
Right.
action, and we'll
Right at
have
the beginning.
we'll have the details on that coming up. But as you saw, Zach Gowen and Gregory Iron. Gregory Iron has cerebral palsy, like Mr. Tom Dacey, and also like RJ, also known as Roberto, who's made his television debut on our show. And
I think that's amazing that Zach Gowen and Gregory Iron are a team, and Roberto and his struggles and what he wants to accomplish.
well, I mean, there's
nobody else with cerebral palsy would want to do that.
right, and there's proof positive.
Right.
It's being done.
Right.
Not only can it be done, Gregory
being
Iron is
done.
out there, and if you go onto his website and his Facebook page, his bookings are incredible. So the guy is just busy
Right.
as a professional wrestler. So you know what? I mean, here's Zach Gowen. He lost his leg to cancer at age 8 years old, and was determined to make his way into the WWF. And here's his partner, with cerebral palsy, and he's wrestling and a really intensive schedule as a professional wrestler. So you know what? It can be done.
It can be done.
You know what? What's your excuse?
Exactly. It can be done no matter what. You can live up to your potential no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You don't even just have to believe. You can just do it.
Yes.
Right. But definitely give them a lot of credit. But getting to some other news here. This is as usual in the beginning of October is annual Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And it kicked off last night on Raw. WWE had a press release that throughout the month, the WWE announcer table, entrance ramp, ring skirts are going to all be co-branded, and the middle ring rope will be turned pink to promote the fight against breast cancer. In addition, a co-branded WWE and Susan G. Komen flag has been flown outside of the corporate headquarters. Portions of merchandise sales at events and the shop website will be donated. And WWE is also going to be teaming up with the E! Network to present a breast cancer awareness themed episode of Total Divas coming up on October 19th.
Nice.
So
Nice. You know, talking about WWE headquarters, right? Last week we were talking, I got the email from Stephanie McMahon, and, you know, she gave us a lot of praise for our show, said they were fans, and not only did she, you know, let us know that they love our show, but on Monday Night Raw, she gave us a little shout out. Do we have that?
look at that.
Look at that. Here we are on Monday Night Raw. We have made it, fellas.
We have made it,
big time.
Dan. Aren't you glad to be on a winning team?
Indeed I am.
That's a screen capture from Monday Night Raw, and she gave me a heads up that they were going to have a little surprise for us this week, and there it was. So
There it was.
thank you very much, Stephanie. And,
Thank you very much, Stephanie.
It's a pleasure to be in business with you.
a pleasure to be in business, but well, some fans out there in Chicago kind of hoping that the WWE would get back into business with CM Punk. They run their, you know, as every city has their major morning news shows. WGN TV yesterday morning, Chicago. Stephanie McMahon appeared on the news and was asked about the situation with CM Punk, and here's what she said. She's a quote. I'm quoting her right now. He's an incredible character. Everybody had a lot of fun with him, and who knows what the future holds. And there they are, Monday morning in Chicago with Raw coming on Monday night. Kind of, I don't want to say she. I don't want. I'm not gonna go there and say she's worst of the week, because you know what, she did us a favor. So thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
But definitely maybe toying around people's emotions a little bit.
Well, she teased it, of course.
Teased it.
I mean, hey, you know what? If it got people to watch, it got people to watch.
Right.
You know, and the viewership goes up, and you know their revenue goes up, and my stock goes up. So you know, I'm happy. Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. You know, I mean, yeah, whatever's going to happen between that situation is going to happen. They'll either resolve it and he'll be back, or he won't be back. And at this point, you know, we could sit here and speculate about CM Punk coming back to the WWE, but
Yeah, I mean,
could be
obviously,
anywhere else.
we all want to see it happen. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I think CM Punk coming back would definitely be a big lift in the quality of the programming of WWE. Because I'll be quite honest, I watched both the SmackDown presentation and the Raw presentation this week, and to tell the truth, I didn't see much difference in the quality level. And when you have your mothership being the Raw, you should have something truly that sets that apart from your other programming.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel that this week.
Yeah, I agree.
right, it was very dry week.
Well, we've been saying all along that you know, we'd like to see them split the brands again and have guys that just wrestle on Raw and guys that just wrestle on SmackDown, and bring back the draft. So then, you know, once a year you shake it up and you can, you know, do crossovers, and you know, only at pay-per-view shall, you know, the two meet.
Right.
Yeah, I think it would make for an interesting programming. And if you watch the Paul Heyman DVD, when he was running SmackDown, you know, he had that attitude that he was going to try to catch up to the ratings of Raw, and I think he beat him a few times, you know, by making, you know, the SmackDown product as good, if not better, than the Raw product.
Right.
And I would like to see that, at least in some competition, even if it's just amongst yourself.
Right.
This roster versus that roster.
Right, because if there's not going to be any major competitor to the WWE altogether, then there's 2 shows out there. There's
Yeah.
Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Just like it was much of the last decade.
Yeah.
That's what they had to go on, and it kind of worked for a little while.
Oh yeah.
It easily worked
It
again.
definitely could. And the guys that are coming up through NXT would cut their teeth on SmackDown because it's obviously a tape show, and if there are botches or they have to redo some spots or some promos or what have you, that's where you're going to have your proving ground, and then you get if you do well enough, you get onto the Raw card, and I think it would work. It's proven in the past to have worked.
Well, another thing is they're on Raw currently. You have characters that were big in the past, such as Kane, Randy Orton, Goldust,
Right.
and they're kind of taking a back seat. I mean, Goldust does indeed is a cold holder of the tag team champions, but how strong is that tag team division at this point in time?
It's pretty darn weak. You don't have that many people,
No.
to put in there, and we're talking like legitimate tag teams, not just throw 2 guys together and
Right, and make them work together.
R-Truth and Ziggler,
Right.
and say, oh, tonight you're a tag team. That's to me isn't tag team wrestling.
No.
When you have 2 guys that train together and work spots together on a regular basis,
That's
a tag team.
Right.
But just throwing 2 people randomly together on any given night,
Right. It's harder to deal with that way.
yeah, it's like watching 2 singles match go on at the same time.
Because you can't work together easy.
Right. Right. I mean, and you look at the Dudleys; they work together really well. You look at the Hardys; they work together. I mean, going way back to Tony Garea, Rick Martel. When I was a kid, those 2 guys were just,
Phenomenal
yeah,
together.
just like one mind. And just the double team moves and the constant tagging in and out, just amazing.
Right, and I don't know if you've had a chance recently to follow the tag team series on the WWE's competitor TNA, but the tag team competition there seems a lot stronger with what they're doing, with having the Hardys going against the Dudleys, going against
The Young Bucks.
the Wolves.
Yep.
All
The
three
Wolves, I'm sorry.
accomplished teams, so
Yeah.
it's more action-packed, more exciting.
Definitely. We have Bill from North Haven.
Excellent.
Excellent. We're going to do the honors right there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Speakerphone button.
So, over here.
Over there. Boom. Then you got to hit.
Bill from North Haven, you're live. Bill from North Haven, you're alive.
Are you there? Try it again.
Oh, this is
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
Bill from North Haven.
Gotcha.
There we are.
It's comical watching you guys try to pick up the phone. It's Bill from North Haven.
Yes.
There's so many buttons on this thing. It's
I
just
know.
complicated advanced
It's
technology.
like the
here.
Starship Enterprise.
I know.
I know. I was going to have to get you one of those big phones with the big buttons on it like the little kids have.
Yeah.
Right.
We just need one button. That's all we need.
We need the Bill from North Haven button. That's what we need. When Bill calls, we'll just press that.
That button. My wife has that button. It's called Get Things Done Around the House. Hey, I just wanted to call in and comment about the PWA show, which I thought was just, I'll use the word phenomenal. I thought they did do a tremendous amount of great matches, and my favorite was probably the A.R. Fox and the Troy Stevens match. If I got their names right.
Yes, that's correct.
And and I enjoyed those matches. I think the tag team. It was funny. I thought the tag team championship match. I think there were so many people cheering and jumping up and down for that. It was almost like that might have been one of the bigger matches of the night too. And,
Yeah.
I thought it kind of applause and crowd wise might have kind of superseded the championship match with Abyss in it.
Yeah.
and so just a lot of great stuff. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get the nightmare of the normals doing the thing from the Time War. But no, I also appreciate the fact you guys let me hang out with you.
Oh,
Got the
Anytime, buddy.
talk shop, you know. So a lot of good stuff, and you know, just I thought that they just did again a really great job, and you know, so they product that they should be proud of. And I'd be honest with you, I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed watching Raw last night, which I feel is getting incredibly stale. And I think your comments are right on as far as the tag team, you know, genre there. I don't think they're really utilizing that, and that used to be a heavy division. So, you know, hopefully they'll change that, you know.
yeah, I agree, and I really think it's a matter of the pay structure that the guys don't want to be in tag teams. You know, they think they're going to get a better push as a singles competitor. They're going to get more share of their merch. They don't have to share, you know, the numbers with somebody else, and they don't have to share the spotlight with
That's
somebody
kind of
else.
crazy though, because I always thought Triple H loved tag teams and he wanted to push for it too. So
I don't think it's really, you know, I think it's the competitors themselves. They'd rather have
Right.
a singles push than be part of, having to depend on somebody else.
right.
Yeah, no, I think you guys are right on there. I mean, you know, I hasten to use the word stale, but
Yeah.
I mean, with the Dean Ambrose coming in has been like the real little piece of, you know, little ray of light to get the crowd going.
I know.
You know, and you know, you watch the crowd respond to Brie Bella when they're doing the yes chant.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just tell they're hungry for Daniel Bryan to come back. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
I know. That's
Oh,
an
yeah.
indication right there.
You know, they need to just cancel the show and just bring Daniel Bryan and CM Punk to fight for an hour.
Right.
That'll put the rating right through the roof.
Sit there and watch that for at least 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Before, you know.
Hey, did you catch the Squared Circle on Monday Night Raw last night? Did you see that?
You know what? I was looking and I saw the poster go up. I'm like, did Jay go to Chicago?
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
And I'm looking, I'm going, I was like, wait a minute. And then when you guys mentioned it on the show, I was like, wow. I said, at least somebody else is watching the show besides just me, you know? But no, I was surprised when I saw it. I was laughing. I got a chuckle out of it. I was hoping you guys saw it. But
Yeah, we just had a screen capture and put it out there.
yeah. And just, you know, if you guys get to talk to the guys at PWA, just let them know they are the second entry into my Facebook account. So I took a picture of, Von Schmidt and put a little shout out to the PWA team there, and also dropped you guys in there for, you know, just having a really great time and being able to enjoy the event. So,
Well, thank you very much.
We appreciate
many
that.
props to your show. You know, class act. You know, the best thing on Tuesday night. And, you know, I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but look forward to seeing you guys maybe in the next couple of weeks, and look forward to the rest of the show.
Great. You're always welcome to come down, and we really, really appreciate you supporting us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much, Bill.
No problem, guys.
All right. Thank
Take
you.
it
Have a
easy.
wonderful night.
Have a great night.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we hung out
Great
with
to
him
see him,
for a
too.
while. Not as much as we would have liked, because I mean, the crowd at our table was just amazing.
I know.
You know, we almost needed like a security rope to hold them back. It was really awesome. I had a fantastic night, and I know you had your moment in the sun, as we saw when Saruga.
You know, I mean, I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I want you to know that.
Absolutely not. Right.
You know, definitely.
No,
I mean,
we're not saying that, but.
But you have to admit, though, there was a while where John and I hung out together, and you got up and left.
Yeah. I don't know where you disappeared to.
I don't know, but
You know, we're gonna have to go back to the Boys and Girls Club and get that security footage.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there pretty much the whole time. I mean, I was talking to that person had the table next to us.
Oh yeah.
You know that's something we're gonna have to. I'm gonna
Explore
leave
a
that.
little further. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that right where it is right now.
Well, she kind of took over the table after the Handicap Heroes left.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because
It
right
was-
next to us for most of the show was the Handicap
Was
Heroes. You know,
So-
obviously when they weren't in the ring, but we got an interview with the Handicap Heroes and Roberto, and Aubrey St. John helped us out with that. Love her, great,
Love her to death,
great
definitely.
contributor to the show. Always a pleasure to see
This
her.
girl here, though, I mean, that took over for the Handicap Heroes, I hear a lot of great things about her.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, we'll leave it at that.
Well, we're in negotiations.
In
so
negotiations
we'll see what happens. But
for what we'll just call Plan C.
yeah, I'll tell you what, she had a lot of interesting things to say, and she's got a lot of knowledge and insight into a lot of what's been going on in this little business of ours.
Right, definitely. And this is the different situations that have occurred over the past year. Somebody that might have been front and center for some things that, but
Front and center being the.
right.
But
Not-
anyway,
not you know, we're gonna leave it at that, and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
hopefully things will
right.
turn out for the best, and we'll leave it at that for now, and
Right.
maybe we'll have a special guest at some point
Sure.
in the near to distant future.
Right, but I do want to point out once we get the physical belt at the next event, we'll have the table again. So come out and visit us, and we'll have the belt at the table. And we're going to take donations. You can take your picture with the belt, give us a little donation, and that's going to go right back to the PWA school to help Roberto and other guys that aren't able to, afford to go to the school. So
I think
you know,
that's truly amazing. Tom.
yeah. You know, we got to get back. You know, I mean, Linda's helping us out. We're saving $9.99 a month.
Right.
You mean the Thunderous one?
Yeah.
So we got to give a little bit back, and all the community out there can come to the table. We'll let you hold the belt, take your picture with the belt, take your picture with us.
What do you think about this, Dan? I got some news about a certain former Olympic gold medalist. I mean, we somewhat have a not so favorable opinion of TNA at times, but this man here has more of a favorable opinion. And I gotta be honest, I watched Impact last week, and there was what they called the Gold Rush tournament. It was pretty interesting. So I mean, I might have to periodically, once in a while, start. I was actually able to stay awake.
Are they on Wednesday night now?
They're on Wednesday nights now.
Right, they're on Wednesday night Spike TV at 9 o'clock.
Okay, so right after.
Right.
Double trouble.
I passed out. I passed out after I stopped watching it.
Ah.
But I was able to stay awake for the whole thing.
Well, I mean, you were so invigorated from watching Double Trouble before that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. And of course, Double Trouble being Bad News Bob and Mike Cuomo. over at,
Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock.
and-
They're actually competing against TNA when you stop and think about it.
Oh, okay.
If is TNA 9 to 11 or is it 8 to 10?
It's 9 to 11.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
that's
9 to
right,
11. Oh,
yeah.
so there's a pre-show.
Right. Like we used to be for
Right.
when we were on Monday night.
They're not on before TNA. TNA's on
On
after
after them.
Right.
Yeah, that's our
there's
tagline.
a difference.
Yeah.
That was our tagline when we were on Monday nights.
Yeah, we used to be on Monday nights right before Raw.
And as,
No, Raw was on after us.
That's right.
and as we saw in some of the footage shown earlier, there was actually a TNA superstar at the PWA event.
Right.
The Monster Abyss.
I was there way early because you're Mr. Late, I'm Mr. Early. And
The yin and the yang.
we were getting our table set up and putting up our really nice banner. And Abyss was giving a seminar to the students there. And I was able to peek in on it. And he had a lot of very insightful things to say and a lot of knowledge to impart upon these young guys, on the PWA roster, including some that are on the youth program.
Right. No, that's very important.
Yeah, on how to put a match together, how to listen and how to conduct yourself. And, when you get a dark match, if they tell you it's 4 minutes, right, you bet your bottom dollar you better be out in that 4 minutes because you don't think about it, but he says, everything in TNA and WWE, right, on television is timed.
Right.
They got to cut the commercials. They got to get all their segments in. And if they tell you 4 minutes, it's 4 minutes.
That you have 4 minutes to do, it's an actual time study.
Correct. So, I mean, he had a lot of really really solid and insightful knowledge that he imparted on these, and that's really what a guy like him, Abyss, a guy like Kurt Angle, that's their job now.
Right.
Gold Dust, as you mentioned before, that's their job now, is to impart the knowledge on the next generation and make sure that they come into the business and protect the business and keep it going.
Definitely.
Because you had guys like Killer Kowalski and Baron von Raschke and Ox Baker, who was at the event, and guys like that ushered it in from the 40s and 50s into the 60s, and you had Bruno Sammartino, in the 60s, and then you had Hogan in the 80s, and they all, basically carried the torch and then passed it on
to someone else. Kurt Angle is going to be doing this, but for what organization is unknown. As in January, there's a lot of things coming up, and one of the things he's going to do, among all the other things that are happening in January, we got the Royal Rumble, which leads to the road to WrestleMania. New Japan's going to be putting on a card at the Tokyo Egg Dome. The birthday of none other than Hollywood J. Williams, the host of the show, of course.
Well, mine
being
comes
in
a little before
January.
that. Well, mine comes a little before that. I'm always before you.
I don't know. You're always early.
That's right. I was born early.
I was born 3 weeks early, though. For a man, it's always late.
That's probably the only time you were early. The last time.
This will also, January, start the final year of Kurt Angle in the wrestling business. He gave an interview to AlternativeNation.net website. He cited some of the wrestlers he'd love to face before he retires because of who's who of both companies. MVP, EC3, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Rusev, and of course Daniel Bryan. So it's kind of elusive as to where he will be going.
Right.
Well, no, we can make that statement, but I was reading in a different source that he actually approached Triple H numerous occasions and was shot down. He thought he was then could go over Triple H's head to Vince McMahon. And Vince McMahon told him pretty much point out that Triple H is in charge now. So it doesn't look like he's going where you think he's going.
Right. Although I'd like to see that since,
I know he expressed that he wanted to get back in the WWE so he can get into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Right.
And it may not be this year, it may not be next year, but does Kurt Angle belong in the WWE Hall of Fame? Absolutely.
I agree with that.
It may not be, until a few years down the road, but I think we will see it. Yeah.
You think so too, Dan, or you'd like to see that?
I agree that he does belong in the WWE Hall of Fame. That's where he began his career. He should appropriately end his career there, and rightfully so go into the Hall of Fame.
I mean, if Drew Carey's in the WWE Hall of Fame,
why not?
Why not? Somebody that actually competed in the ring.
Right. But since you're here, Dan, I boomed up a little bit on the TNA news. And maybe once in a while, I'll take your advice, and we'll do that from time to time. For the occasional person out there that might be watching the product.
Well, there's one or two of us out there.
There's got to be a few, but you know what? I be honest, with Hulk Hogan not there anymore, it does seem like it's getting a little more competitive.
Well, I hate to say it, but with Hogan there, he was more of a cancer to the company than he was a help. It was all about Hogan, all about his daughter, all about
right.
And what he was 20 years ago, he's no longer. I mean, just look at Raw last night. He comes out last night and makes a big speech about the Susan G. Komen things that's going on. And don't get me wrong, that's a tremendous thing. But for someone of Hogan's caliber, quality, what he means to the sport, you kind of like to see him placed on a little higher level
than dealing with PR things, right? Maybe as a GM, possibly, or some kind of feud with Triple H. But I got to admit, what it was, they had a Gold Rush tournament. I guess this person gets a future title shot. They had MVP in there, Mr. Anderson, Abyss, and Tajiri. Next week, they're going to have my friend Gail Kim. My favorite knockout
Yeah.
of all time.
John, be careful with that.
I know, it's a little sticky.
Gail Kim taking on Havoc. What do you know about this girl, Havoc?
Havoc, I like Havoc. I've seen her in other matches against Luna Vachon on the independent circle. So I think she's a keeper. I like her a lot better than somebody as opposed to like ODB, who was just there for
or Awesome Kong. I think Awesome Kong gave Gail Kim a good run back a few years ago. Those were some good matches, and hopefully maybe this could be something like that kind of feud.
So what you're saying is Havoc doesn't reek.
Havoc doesn't reek. Jay may, but Havoc doesn't.
This is not the girls just love this cologne now. I don't even say it. Also, I guess next week.
Wait, is that cologne $9.99 also?
More than 900. There's more nines than that.
$9.99.
Aries decides his title choice for winning the Gold Rush tournament next week. Wolves decide the stipulation in that big series with Team 3D and the Hardys. ECD and Rockstar Spud, I guess, apparently are having problems. Now, I haven't seen TNA in a while, so I don't know what that's about.
Rumor on the tag team thing, if I can cut in there. With all three of those teams having the Hardys, the Dudleys, the Wolves having one match apiece, as you said, it has. They're going to name the stipulation, and it's going to be. Rumor has it at this point, a Full Metal Mayhem match, which is similar to the tables, ladders, and chairs match.
Wow.
Full Metal Mayhem. I think that's getting back to the original TNA, the original product that people liked so much when TNA first came on.
Right.
So maybe they're getting back to their basics.
Well, here again, since Hogan left, you're seeing them a lot of version back. They brought the six-sided ring back. They're getting back to the basic more matches with a hardcore edge to them. They're getting, as you say, what people like.
Right.
Well, at least they're gearing towards something different than what you see on Monday Night Raw.
Right.
You know, if I'm seeing it on Monday Night Raw, I'm seeing it on SmackDown. I don't need to see it for 3 more hours on TNA.
Right.
TNA needs, as I've said before, needs to find an identity and find what makes them unique and different.
Not have Dixie Carter come out as a heel persona and try to be like Stephanie or Triple H.
Right.
But that whole character is gone now too.
Yeah.
At least for the time being.
Right. They need to find their own identity and something that makes them unique and give me a reason to tune in.
Right.
Because if it's just I'm seeing the same thing that I just saw on Monday night and the same thing I'm going to see on Friday night, why do I need to see Wednesday night also?
Right.
And I think Wednesday night, John, is actually going to help them out, be an asset to them, because on Monday night you have football, you have Raw. On Friday, you're going to have SmackDown. You're going to have people wanting to go outside and do stuff. Well, in the middle of the week on a Wednesday night,
right,
they're
you're tired.
pretty
You
much
plop down
got it
on
to
the
themselves.
couch, and maybe instead of having using TNA as a sleep aid, it'll actually help you stay awake a little longer. So you get to bed at a normal hour.
Right. So,
You know, I gotta say, I mean, there's some hope. I don't think they want to.
Do we have any numbers since they moved to Wednesday night? Because I know we post the Raw numbers. I don't think I've seen. Yeah, if you go to our Facebook page, you can find always the Raw attendance figures. So we'll have to do some
Well, I'll
research.
have to look at that. We'll have to see if the numbers have increased since they've taken this different, approach to their style,
Yes.
going back to their basics.
Well, if Jay can take enough Cialis and he can stay up late enough to look up that information.
Right.
How long do you think you would put that up?
Not long. It could be done before the end of the night.
All right, so you just go home OD on Cialis and you'll
That's
get
it.
it on there.
There you go.
Right. But October 12th is something that I'm.
Feels like I'm on the other show with Bad News Bob and Cuomo.
October 12th is something I'm kind of impressed that Bound for Glory,
Yep.
which is one of their very few pay-per-views left that they actually have on pay-per-view and
Right.
they don't give away for free. Comes from Tokyo, Japan,
Wow.
all the way to the land of the rising sun. That they're doing some kind of cross promotion with Wrestle One, which is owned by the Great Muta.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to seeing it. They got X Division title, Samoa Joe versus Low Ki, and versus Kaz Hayashi, I guess. Great Muta and Tajiri take on James Storm and Sonata. Team 3D versus Abyss and Tommy Dreamer. EC3 versus Ryota Hama. This is reminding me of the In the Ring when we used to talk about the Japanese wrestling back in 1995 and try to read off all the Japanese names. MVP versus Kazuma Sakamoto. Manic versus Minoru Tanaka. The Knockouts match is Havoc versus Velvet Sky. And this added Wrestle One match. And here we go, folks. Andy Wu and Hijo del Pantera versus Kuroshio Ikemenjiro and Yusuke Kodama. God bless me.
God bless you.
So, I mean, this is going to give viewers, anybody that decide to tune into in order this TNA pay-per-view, is going to give them a chance to experience something called Japanese wrestling,
Right.
which is something that you don't really get to see too much of anymore on American television. You have to look it up on the internet.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's a different style.
We have a call coming in.
We have a call coming in, and you'll never guess who it is.
AR Fox? Or is it Mr. Daisy? You were on.
Did I hang him up again?
Oh no.
I did not.
Yes, you
I
did.
hung him up
Who
again.
was that?
That was Mr. Dacey.
Oh. I'll tell you.
You know what? If I hang up on him again, he's liable to quit.
Right. And we're gonna have to take some cost-cutting measures on you.
Don't look at me there.
But while we have a moment, you saw a little clip from the Rocky Horror Show, and Quint Johnson and some fellow actors are putting on the Rocky Horror Show at Trinity on Main, 69 Main Street in New Britain, October 17th through November 1st, Fridays at 8, Saturdays at 8 p.m. and midnight. So you can experience the Rocky Horror Show at midnight, like many of us have. On those dates, October 17th through November 1st, Fridays at 8, Saturdays at 8 p.m. and midnight. Trinity on Main in New Britain, phoenixtheater.us, and thunderandlightning.biz. Spelled all spelled out, thunderandlightning.biz, to get all the information on that. But it's the 41st anniversary production of Richard O'Brien's Rocky Horror Show.
So, all you theater fans out there, go out and check it out.
Yep.
Because that was a very, very interesting opening to PWA.
I'm a huge fan of the Rocky Horror
John,
Show.
that phone is ringing?
Yes.
So, middle button
Yes,
and
yes.
speakerphone.
Mr. Dacey.
Hey, you finally got it right this time. You know how to answer the phone?
We finally got it right.
See what happens when you're not here?
I know.
You know, with the money we're saving, getting the network from the McMahons, maybe we can afford to get a professional phone operator.
Maybe we should. We can hire another member of the crack staff to do that.
Sure.
I think we should.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin my fingers touching these. I don't know where this has been either.
Oh yeah.
Hey now.
Have
Hey,
to.
John, I agree. I think we need to go after that security footage.
Yeah. We got to find
for
out
what?
kind of McManigans happened.
Tom, you know me. I would never ever do harm any human being ever. Those days are over. I mean, that was my past. That was the NWO North Haven chapter. I've lived beyond that.
Our footage, Hollywood Jay's the only one that's going, is really happy. You can hear the crowd reaction to Saru losing was pretty harsh, and then the only one going crazy and happy for it was
just an opinion.
Hollywood Jay.
And to quote Double Trouble, I smell CON conspiracy.
There's no conspiracy here. There's no conspiracy here. I didn't want to see the man with the Squared Circle TV title, but to think I would actually have somebody injure him to a point where he had to be carried out on a stretcher, I would never. Those days are over. I put that can of black spray paint away in the garage, and it's been there since the end of the NWO North Haven chapter back in 1998.
Well,
I don't know, but I heard you mentioning Hollywood's cologne earlier.
Yeah.
I think you got the figure wrong. I think it was 9 cents.
Oh, wow.
The chicks.
Oh, you know what? He got the sample out of the magazine and he rubbed it on himself. And this magazine is like 10 years old, so that's a little.
I heard it's quite sticky.
A little stale, yeah. A little pungent and a little sticky.
Oh, the ladies just love me. You know that, Thunderous. Everywhere we go, they love the Squared Circle.
No, it's Ladies Love Cool J, not Ladies Love Hollywood J.
They love Hollywood.
I want to thank Mr. Hoff there for sitting in for me this evening.
you're very much welcome, Mr. Dacey. It's my pleasure. Hopefully I can live up to your standards.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we do have the #1 wrestling show on cable access.
That we do. That's the reason I'm here tonight. I heard it was contacted by another wrestling show, but I decided to come here because I knew that this is the #1 wrestling show on public access.
And all other wrestling shows compared to us are just a free-reading circus.
Wow.
Indeed, but did you notice the first thing when I came in tonight, Mr. Dacey? Hollywood J likes to say he's his putting people in the past. He's above harming anybody. But look at the size of this electrical roll of tape that he's at right next to me.
Interesting.
I don't know who left that there. I mean, there's people coming in and out of the studio all day.
Like I said, C-O-N-spiracy.
Well, we will have to delve a little further into...
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
How did you enjoy your Hung Fung Poo from Rung Fa?
Tom,
or was it the poo-poo platter?
I thought you were on another show tonight. I didn't know you were at the bar drinking.
Well, there was a bit of a snafu this evening. I was called up around 5 o'clock with a cancellation.
Oh,
So
really?
The other show has to be rescheduled at a later date.
Okay. So you got to sit home again on the Squared Circle's dime.
Right.
Yes.
Oh,
We worked hard,
so others don't have to.
so others didn't have to
You
tonight.
bet your life.
Absolutely. After all, we are the Marx Brothers.
Yes, we are the Marx Brothers. M-A-R-K-S, brothers. Hashtag Marx Brothers.
And poor Hollywood J's not used to pushing those phone buttons, such menial task labor. He normally has people to do that for him, and he's had to do it twice tonight.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, maybe we'll have to go to our Plan C, and she can be our phone operator.
There we go.
Plan C is a lot more than just a phone operator.
Well, that could be.
She's more than just an attorney or a phone operator.
There we go. Well, Mr. Dacey, we're running short on time. We will see you in 2 weeks, or we will see you next week. We're talking with Tom, correct?
Next week for Talking with Tom,
So-
with RJ.
Yes, RJ.
And also, for our Wallingford viewers, weekend, Celebrate Wallingford, Ed McCarver and I will be taping on location beginning around noon.
Wow, you're a busy man.
Definitely.
So look for us at Celebrate Wallingford.
And you'll be at Celebrate Wallingford working hard so others don't have to.
Absolutely.
You bet your life.
You bet.
All right, Mr.
You
Dacey.
got it, Groucho.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very, very much.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
So
There we are.
There we are. And with less than 5 minutes, we'll just go right to the worst of the week segment. Dan, if you're not familiarized with, you're familiar with Keith Olbermann, right? He used
Yes,
to
I
be
am.
political, and now he's a sports. So he is the worst person in the world. This is a tribute to one of my favorite political commentators of all time. We call it Worst of the Week. We don't have any graphics set up for it, none of that organ music, but
Oh,
that's the the bronze goes to. Oh, I know you're a baseball fan, but how did the Yes chant make it over to Major League Baseball?
Oh, it's in soccer. It's everywhere. The Yes chant is everywhere now. That's over. It's so over.
But it's a professional wrestling chant.
You know.
They should pay royalties to Daniel Bryan for that.
You know what? If he copyrighted and wrote, the Yes chant, then they owe him a couple of bucks.
Yeah, I think all wrestling fans should do that and go after all these other sports.
I know
fans.
Jack White is making a ton of money on the dun 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 dun, and they're doing that in soccer stadiums now. And Jack White is
he's
sitting pretty.
Sitting pretty for that.
Jack, I owe you $1.
The runner-up goes to Mr. Bray Wyatt for these weird promos, and there are rumors about that concerning Bray Wyatt versus Sting. But what's up with these cryptic messages? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. You got to wait and watch.
Well, there's also concerning those cryptic messages that we may see Mr. Bray Wyatt go in the singles direction.
And no more Wyatt family?
Right.
He did say something about releasing Rowan and Harper. So breakup of the Wyatt family already.
Right. So we'll have to watch and see which direction that goes in.
Yeah.
That's a possibility too. The worst thing I have to say is, are they supposed to be police detectives or something looking for Dean Ambrose? They look like it. Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury, the WWE Rent-A-Cops.
Right. Hey, you know what? They weren't affected by the cost-cutting measures, so at least they have a job.
They have a job, and they have to have them doing something.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be the like Pat Patterson and Joey Briscoe, the Stooges. We're just going to call them the detectives. Raw heat.
Right. There you go. There you go.
Well, now Hollywood, do you really want to be speaking about detectives with everything that's going on between you and Saru at this point?
You know, I've got nothing to hide, Dan.
Well, if I can add to the worst of the week segment, the worst of the week is everything but PWA. PWA put everybody else to shame.
Right.
Made everybody else look like the worst of the week, including TNA, including WWE. PWA this week, our segment's not, right, not even counted. PWA this weekend put on the most phenomenal show that they've done, and
for
they just get
a rough
better
side of town,
and
they definitely had a lot
better.
of people there.
Oh yeah, they had a.
They drew a good sized crowd. The entertainment value was there. Phenomenal action with AJ Fox.
AR Fox.
AR Fox, excuse me.
Yep.
With AR Fox, very impressed with him. They come back to the Boys and Girls Club again. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and if it's not at the Boys and Girls Club, I believe we're looking at Hamden.
Back at the
possibly.
Balcony Banquet Facility.
In that area.
At least in that
there's
area.
something in the works, and I can't really say, but maybe Hamden, hopefully by late October, maybe for a Halloween show. Maybe they'll bring back the ECW Zombie. We saw that a couple years ago.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember that night?
Definitely.
They brought back PWA, brought out the Zombie, and
We'll have to see what happens.
Best of the week. So
Best of
everybody
the week.
else in comparison is worst of the week.
But I'm Hollywood J. Williams. We have to wrap things up. I want to thank you very much, Dan, for showing up here, and welcome to the crew.
And you know how we close the show?
See you next Tuesday. Let's do it together.
I was working on that. Ready?
3. See you next Tuesday.
That's off the air. Darn.